him. He's a remarkable young man. He's going to give you a taste of what his life was about. And once again, the message is coming out loud and clear. You know, people told me that fire was hot when I was a little boy, but I had to go and touch it for myself. Wish I hadn't, but some lessons are hard to learn. Well, this brother here, he's going to come to you and he's going to tell you about a little bit of fire, okay? And it'll be up to you to decide whether or not you want to experience it or not. I want to present to you a good friend of mine, Mr. Marte King, motivational speaker and author. Many of you may have seen him on the street and had an opportunity to interact with him. But believe me, he's going to come with a message that will be fruitful to each and every one of you. Allow him into your minds.
I had to sit back and watch, you know, some of your interactions. And one of the things that I heard frequently was the N-word. And it goes to the topic of this conversation. And this conversation is based upon, you know, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Are you an N-word, a MF, a dummy? Are you these names that have been bestowed upon you and that you give to each other frequently? Because if you believe you do these words, then you'll start acting upon them. I'm a part of a Stop the Violence movement, and it's because of my own particular experiences. I went through crime, drugs, prisons, a lot of time. I spent a lot of time. I was sentenced to 26 years. I ended up serving 10 years. This is, for some of y'all may recognize this uniform. Any of y'all recognize this uniform right here? Raise your hand. Y'all have seen what this is. This right here is the prison uniform that I came home in. May 18th, 2 years ago. May 18th of this year, it'll be 2 years that I came home. This is what I had on my back. This is what they sent me home in after serving 10 years. And what I'm telling you is that this is all a part of them telling you what to do or telling you who you are and you responding to it. This issue goes back to basically the times of slavery. How many of y'all seen the movie Roots? Roots. Y'all seen Roots? Everybody seen Roots. Come on now. All right. So the individual, one of the biggest impactful scenes in that movie, for me, was a scene when they was whipping. What's his name? Kunta Kinte. When they whipped Kunta Kinte. Does anybody know why?
When they changed his name.
Yeah, they tried.
Give him a slave name.
Okay, now they try to call him what?
Give him a slave
They try to
name.
make him call himself Toby. Not just you call him Toby, but they wanted him to acknowledge himself as something other than who he was. And he took that beating simply because he understood the significance of this. Understanding who you are. He took a vicious beating. And they went to those great extents to show everybody around that you can be broken and I can tell you who you are. Because if I can define who you are, I can define your actions. So if I call you an N-word, does anybody know what the definition of an N-word is? Absolutely not. And I'm glad that's no wrong answer as a black person. And that's understandable because that is, in essence, it comes from the word necro. And necro actually means dead. Negro, it means dead. But they apply it as black. But he said this was a black person. And what was your answer to that, young man?
I was about to say uneducated, ignorant.
Or ignorant. So this is commonly known as for an ignorant person. A dummy. A boy. when you are taking the title of being a boy and you recognize that status and you act in accordance to that boy, then you never do real man things. And being a real man requires that you be responsible. The difference between a boy and a man is simply 2 words. A boy reacts. You step on my shoes, I punch you in your face. A man responds. You step on my shoes, I'm going to think about the situation, and I'm going to avoid it if possible. And then I might have to punch you in the face, but it will be thought out. It'll be thought out. It won't be just a reaction. And then you will understand what the consequences are behind it. Oftentimes we sit around here and we do things regardless of the consequences. You see people getting killed. I just left a funeral. People dying every day. Right now, y'all see so much violence on the street. It's so rampant right now that you kind of getting used to it. People dying. Well, when you don't have respect for who you are, like it's a sign back there, you have to give respect to get respect. If you don't even give yourself respect, then how can you expect other people to respect you? And respect ain't got nothing to do with these. Throwing your hands or if you can pull a trigger. That ain't about nothing. A dummy can do that. The true weapon of a man, not a little boy, is his mind. And what we have been conditioned to do is to stop using our brain. Through what? Through people telling you who you are. People telling you that you can't make it. People telling you that you can't be more than who you are. You see the surroundings around you and you feel trapped. Oftentimes, many of us had a lot of aspirations. If you think back to when you was a little kid and they asked you in the classroom, what did you want to be when you grew up? How many people knew what they wanted to be when they grew up when they was a little kid? What did you want to be?
Ball player.
You wanted to be a ball player. What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a cop.
I respect that. Now hold. I was surprised that he even said that, because one of the issues that I wanted to point out is that many of us I wanted to be the president. I wanted to be a president. And then I realized through life, through beat downs in life and people telling me like, yo, you can't be president because you black. I'm like, oh, I'm black. That black mean I can't do what? I can't do, and it really started hitting me. It started hitting me like, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of stuff that I can't do. And I started to believe that. Because people told me that I couldn't be a president because I was black. Absolutely. So, you know, your life circumstances may have changed your aspirations. Or they may not have, because you still can be. You got a record. You got locked up. But as a juvenile, that doesn't mean that you can't still pursue those goals. And there's nothing wrong with being a police officer. One of the big issues you see right now going on in Atlantic City is that y'all, and I know y'all know this, they beating little young brothers down, punishing them. Yes. they beat young, and do you know why?
They don't like suspicious.
Because you look suspicious? Do you see what just happened to the young brother who just got killed? Trayvon Martin? Anybody know about that?
I know what you're talking about.
He y'all age.
That happened in Florida.
It happened in Florida. And you know what happened? A guy was...
He looked suspicious, he said.
The guy said he looked suspicious. You know what he was doing? He was walking down the street with an iced tea and a bag of Skittles. He's an AP student. And a guy, I saw him, and he has been on record to do nutty stuff, calling the police 1,000 times. He called the police then. They told him to back down. He called them a few times. They told him to leave it alone, let him handle it. He turned around and shot the boy, killed him, and claimed self-defense. And you know what? They ain't lock him up. He's still on the street. Right now, he on the street. Let me kill one of y'all. Let me kill a white man. I'm going to be under the jail. But the issue is why? Because what it says right there, you have to give respect in order to get respect. And we don't show respect to one another, then nobody else will. We shooting each other on the rap. Jokes get shot in the face and beat regularly by our own people. So if we can't respect each other, if we can't do right for each other, then how are we going to expect for somebody else to do that? You tell me. You got in order to get respect. And we don't show respect to one another, then nobody else will. We shooting each other on the rap. Jokes get shot in the face and beat regularly by our own people. So if we can't respect each other, if we can't do right for each other, then how are we going to expect for somebody else to do that? You tell me. You got to give respect in order to get respect. And to really respect yourself, you need to know who you are. You need to understand your greatness. And what has happened through life, a lot of us have been beaten down and we forget just how great we are. We lose that ambition. We lose that drive. We want to fit in and be like somebody else. Right now you see individuals joining gangs and getting involved with different associations. Because it's a natural inclination of human beings to want to belong. It's natural. I ain't even here to come here and tell you not to be in no gang. What I'm here to tell you is that I apologize for not being the father for all y'all, so that you wouldn't have to seek help from somebody else, so you wouldn't have to feel like somebody else is your family. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm striving to get other men, because it takes men to show males how to mature to become men. And a lot of us have dropped the ball. A lot of us is wearing these prison uniforms. A lot of us is dead or strung out on drugs. Many of your fathers, your uncles, your cousins in the community. It's our fault. But it's time to recognize that right here and don't follow the same footprint. Don't do them actions just for you to jail, because you already know where they went. You know that there's no such thing as a successful worker. Had to get off of his chest. Bob Marley would be disturbed from his rest, like remind my soul of the time we were great before the self-hate.